Hello everyone, I am back with another video, and today we are going to talk about Robert Ludlum's The Bourne Vendetta by Brian Freeman. This is the 6th novel in Brian Freeman's reboot of the Jason Bourne series, which brings Bourne more to modern day, as opposed to continuing the character started by Robert Ludlum, who, I believe I mentioned this when I talked about the Bourne Shadow, which, by the way, spoilers on the series up through book 5. I will not be spoiling this one, but I may talk about things that happen in the first 5 books. One thing I know for a fact I'm going to be talking about is kind of a spoiler for book 5. I kind of wanted to talk about this character in the last video, and then I forgot to talk about this character in the last video, so we're going to talk about her in this one. Anyway, because in the series of novels that was started by Robert Ludlum and then continued by Eric von Lustbader, Bourne was a Oxford professor during Vietnam, like the Vietnam War, and being generous and saying he somehow got the position in his 20s and was then taken in by Treadstone. The von Lustbader books continued up into modern day events such as Edward Snowden, so Bourne would have been pushing 70 or 80. And that's being generous. So I do like that Mr. Freeman has brought things closer to the modern day and still carries a lot of the original mythos and just has sort of, and is putting his own spin on things. In particular, in this case, the fact that Bourne is still working for Treadstone. In this case, in this instance, he is told by his boss, who goes by the name of Shadow, not Shadow the Hedgehog, that's an entirely different character, good joke, to find these blackmail files that have been rumored and been popping up, and that is ruining a lot of people's lives and causing assassinations across the globe. She wants the files for herself. A bunch of other people want these files for themselves, and Bourne and various other characters are on the hunt for them. I wish my hair would cooperate, and mainly just stay out of my eyes, or eye in this case. Overall, I really like the last 5. I really like this book. I feel like Freeman, granted I don't read a lot of thriller authors, but I definitely feel like Freeman has a handle of what makes a thriller. It's supposed to keep you turning pages. I got through this book, it's almost a 400-page book, and I got through it in 3 days. I started on the 18th, I finished on the 21st of this month. 4 days, I lied. Yeah, sorry, 4 days, I lied. Anyway, that's pretty damn fast. That's pretty much, if it were 400 pages, that's about 100 pages a day. So, it definitely kept me wanting to keep turning pages, find out what's happening. That's not to say this book isn't, that I don't have some criticism about this book. I do really like the book. His take on Bourne is, I enjoy it. The character of Johanna is awesome. She's completely unhinged, and I am waiting for the whatever insane shit and quite possibly tragedy is going to come about with her character existing in this universe. Shadow, Bourne's new boss, is a cold, calculating, conniving bitch and I love her for it. There are some things that she does in this book that I'm just like, well, shit. You're both awful, and you fit in with this world so well. And I love when characters can give you those kind of mixed feelings. Some of the more gonna definitely be one and done for this book characters, they're there. They do what they're meant to. Although one of the things, and this is, again, I'm refraining from spoilers, one of the criticisms I do have about this book is, so, from what I've learned when it comes to writing thrillers, you want to try and possibly end, not every chapter, but end certain chapters on, drops of information that want to keep the reader going, that want them to keep flipping the pages. And in this instance, I feel like there were some moments that he drops a bit of info only to later reveal that said info is not correct. I mean, yes, you do have the plausible excuse of, well, this person just had incorrect information. That's fine. That's a thing you can absolutely do. It just felt like, it felt like, at least to me, it felt like he did it for the sake of having those moments where it's like, oh, blank information revealed, and then, he needed another moment like that where it was just like, hey, that information was revealed, a few chapters ago. Well, guess what? Not true. This is the actual thing. I don't know. It kind of kicked me out a little bit. It felt I was seeing the hand of the author a little too much, or at least in my opinion I was. It's probably totally fine for other people. And honestly, like I said, it's not a major issue with the book. I rate this book about a 4 out of 5. Which I think is probably what I'd rated the other books. I think. I don't remember. Somebody's going to correct me. Or at least will correct me as far as Bourne Shadow. Which, name dropping a certain character should tell you, what I'm spoiling for book 5. The other complaint I have with this book is kind of how he writes Bourne. Like I said, for the most part, solid. This definitely, I can picture Jason Bourne in these books. The one thing, and the one thing that kind of gets to me, and we're 6 books into this, I don't really see it stopping anytime soon, is Bourne's Achilles heel, which is, women in trouble. And somehow, like, the women he runs into in these novels, oh, he's met them before. Like, how, in the second novel, we run into Nova, we keep running into her and Abby, who he actually does meet in the first novel. We keep running into these two, throughout the first 4 books. Nova being an ex, Abby's now an ex. Shadow, he's met before. I don't quite remember if he had met Johanna before meeting her in Bourne Shadow. I don't think he had. Or if he did, I don't remember. Either way, it's getting a little stale to me, and just kind of feel about it. Again, I don't see it going away anytime soon. This is just a me gripe. I'm not harshing on Brand Freeman, or even really the books necessarily. Like I said, overall, I really like the book. And I don't even have to question Brian if there's going to be another one after this. He very much cliffhangers this one. Just question of how far into 2026 do we gotta wait for the next one? Or is he gonna surprise us and drop another one this year? Because, heck, I think Shadow came out middle of last year. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the Bourne Vendetta by Brian Freeman. Seriously, if you like thrillers, if you like Jason Bourne, go pick up the rebooted series. I really enjoy it. I think other people will too. Anyway, that's all I got. May the Lord bless you all, or if that's not your thing, have a good